Let's stick to the same number, 2 raised to 4 into 3 raised to 7 into 5 square. We have also figured out the total number of factors, and that was 120. And how did it come about? It came out as 5 into 8 into 3. What do we mean by 5? We mean from 2 raised to 0 up to 2 raised to 4, there are 5 possibilities. And same logic for the other numbers. So this we have already figured out. Now my question is, how many of these 120 factors will have a 0 at the unit digit, right? Or a 0 at the end of the number. I know what brings a 0 at the end of the number. You have to have a product. The number must be a multiple of 10. 110 has a 0 at the end. It is nothing but 11 into 10. Any number which has a 0 at the end can be written as something into 10. And a 10 is a product of 5 and 2. These ideas we have either earlier looked at in number of zeros in factorials, etc., or we look at it again. The idea being, once again the factorized form comes to the rescue. A 0 means a 5 and a 2. That means the factors that I am thinking about, earlier there were these many ways of making it, because I could use 2 from 0 up to 4 and 3 from 0 to 7 and 5 from 0 to 2. But now I am saying I must have a 5 and a 2. That means when we looked at 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 square, 2 cube, 2 raised to 4, this 2 raised to 0 is not allowed. 3, that means this 5 instead of 5 would become how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ways of doing it, right? This 8 would remain the 8 only because there is no change in the story of 3. There is no constraint on 3. So I will let it be. And 5, this 3 meant I am going from 0 up to 2. Now I am saying I must have 1 5. That means this 0 is not allowed. That means the number of possibilities would be 1 and 2. Total number of ways of arranging them would be 4 into 8, 32, into 2, 64. So out of these 120 factors, 64 factors will have a 0 at the end. Now, what if I change the question to that I need 2 zeros at the end? That out of these 120 factors, the factors that I want must have 2 zeros at the end, 2 or more maybe, let's say. So let's look at that. When I say 2 zeros, it means 100, and 100 is a 5 square and a 2 square. That means now in my configuration, I must have 2 2's and 2 5's. When I looked at this 5, 8 and 3, this 8 would remain the same in the middle. Out of the 3 possibilities for 5, only one is allowed. Which one? 5 square, right? What did that 3 mean? It meant 5 raised to 0 or 5 raised to 1 or 5 raised to 2. And once again, I need 2 square. That means 2 raised to 0 and 2 raised to 1 will be ruled out. So out of my 5, 2 are ruled out. I'll be left with 3. So 3 8s are 24. So out of those 120 factors, 24 factors will be such which have 2 zeros at the end of the number. Can I have more than 2 zeros? More than 2 zeros would mean, let's say, 1,000. 1,000 would mean a 5 cube. Do I have a 5 cube in the numerator? Because a factor, remember, will go in the denominator and try and divide this. Can I have a 5 cube in the denominator? Not at all. So will I be able to have more than 2 zeros? No, I will not be able to have more than 2 zeros. So once again, the idea of 0 being connected with the idea of factorization, and then connecting it to the idea of counting the number of factors. So the same logic, just basic twist and turns happening in the question. One homework left for you is, we have figured out how many numbers will have 1 0 at the end. And when I said 1 0 at the end, it meant 1 0 or 2 0. It could have 1 0 at the end. I was only interested in the last 0. But there could be more also, like we saw in this case. And now we have figured out with 2 zeros. But what if I said exactly 1 0? You want only 1 0 at the end. These 2 zeros you don't want. So how would you go about it? And there will be a couple of ways of thinking or solving it. So do share your thought processes, whatever you come up with. We'll try and come up to it in the next discussion, right? So same logic, once we master the formula and not just the formula, the logic behind it, none of these questions are going to present a real problem for me. You might need some calculation, a little bit of work, but that's about it. It should not be too much difficulty, right? So sticking with the same number, and by now hopefully we are very comfortable with the idea. The total number of factors are going to be 5 into 8 into 3, that is 120. And this time my question is, how many of those 120 factors will have 5 as the unit digit? That means whatever the number is, the last digit of that factor should be 5. What that means is, I must have a 5. That means once I was thinking of 5 raised to 0, 5 raised to 1 and 5 raised to 2. This time 5 raised to 0, obviously I cannot use, because if I want 5 in the last digit, I must at least have 1 5, or even 2 5s is okay. 5 square also gives you 25 in the end. But what about the 2's? This 5 meant 2 raised to 0 up to 2 raised to 4. The only thing that is allowed now is 2 raised to 0. Why? Because if I go for 2 raised to 1 and there is a 5 here, it will give me a 0, right? And 0 will become the last digit. So no 2's should be there. So having the last digit as a 5 in this scenario meant that you cannot use any of the 2's. All of them get ruled out. Only 2 raised to 0, which is 1, is allowed. Why? Because if you put a 2, it will combine with a 5 and generate a 0. What about the 3's? That means the number of 2's that I can use is only 1. The number of 5's I can use is 2, 5 raised to 1 or 5 raised to 2. What about the 3's? Can I use all of them? Yes, I can use all of them, because no matter the power of 3, if you multiply it to a 5, you will get the 5 as the last digit. So think about it, 3 into 5 gives you 15, last digit 5. If you do 9 into 5, you will get 45, last digit 5. If you go for 27 into 5, once again you will get 5 as a last digit. So all the possibilities from 3 raised to 0 up to 3 raised to 7 are acceptable. That means 8 overall possibilities. That means my number of factors which will have 5 in the unit digit, I don't know what the size of the factor would be. My only focus is on the last digit. The number of factors would be 1 into 8 into 2, which is 16. So out of 120 factors, 16 factors will be such so that there is a 5 in the last digit of the given number. So over and over again, the idea being, if you understand the logic behind the formula, the extra condition being generated by the question will not cause you any problem at all. So this is pretty much it for this session. Just some very basic practice with the formula and playing with it in various scenarios. In the next session, we'll play with a few more questions so that we thoroughly understand the process. But overall, the next agenda in our number of factors discussion is going to be, I will give you a number and I will tell you how many factors it has. Now I have to guess the property of the number. Right? So far what we were doing is, we were given a number, we factorized it and we found the number of factors. Here now in the next series onwards, or in the next session, we are reversing the question and say the number of factors is 7, tell me something about the number. Or the question could be, the given number is n, the number of factors is 7. When I talk about n square, what will be the number of factors for that? So you can start thinking right now, how will this logic work? You know how the number of factors come about, you know the back logic to it. So start thinking in the opposite direction and maybe you will get some hints. So this is going to be our agenda in the next session. So we'll try and figure out what does it mean if I have a certain number of factors, what can I say about the number, and play with various such scenarios. So this is it for the day. See you really soon.